Welcome to this lesson where we're going to look at things like tax, as well as net and gross income. Okay, so first there's a range of key terms we need to understand for this topic, um, and we're going to start looking at them here. The first one is gross income. So gross income just means all of the income you've earned. That includes things like taxes, um, and so that's everything. So you can see down the bottom, gross income encompasses everything down here. Next, we have tax. And tax is an amount that will be paid to the government. It depends on how much money you earn. The more money you earn, the more tax you pay. So that number comes down there. Now, the next one is tax deductions. This is a interesting idea and something that may be a bit confusing at first, but these are certain things that you can pay for that you don't have to pay tax on. So perhaps a union fee goes out before you get paid, or you're giving donations to a charity, or expenses for work. These things are tax deductible or tax deductions. So they sit over here. Now, they're important when you're looking at your taxable income. So we're going to skip net for a second. Taxable income is all of your gross income minus the tax deductions. So we take all the money we've earned, we take away the tax deductions, and then taxable income is the amount that you will be paying tax on. So you calculate the amount of tax based on this number. Then super contributions. Your employer will be making super contributions. That's not included in your gross income, so that'll be over here somewhere. We don't need to worry about that much, but you can also make voluntary super contributions, and you won't be taking that money home. So once we've taken those out and the tax, we're going to have our net income. So net income is the final amount that you're taking home. Okay, quickly we're going to look at these terminology as well. The PAYG or pay-as-you-go taxation system is just the system that's currently used in Australia to pay tax. Employers have to pay tax every fortnight or every pay period that you have, and they'll calculate it as if you were to earn that amount every single week, pay period of the year. So if you earn a lot in 1 week, maybe you're casual, you'll pay a lot of tax that week. The next week you don't earn as much, you'll pay less tax. Now, this becomes interesting as we look at the following terminology. So financial year, it's just important that you understand that in finance, the financial year is actually from the beginning of July to the end of June. Sorry, this should say the 30th of June. Tax payable. Now, this is once you come to the end of the year, you take your taxable income and work out how much tax is owed for that entire year. Tax paid will be the amount of tax that you have paid over the year using this PAYG system, which may be more or less than the tax payable. Now, if you have paid more tax, so your tax paid is higher than your tax payable, you'll get a tax refund, so you're going to get money back. If your tax paid is less, though, so you've paid less than you owe, you'll have a tax liability, so you'll have to give the government money. Okay, now this is the official tax table from the ATO website, and we're going to use it for these activities. So you can see here that if you earn between $0 and $18,200, you're going to have to pay no tax. So if you're just starting to work, you may not end up having to pay tax. And there's less tax, so it's 19 cents for every dollar when you're earning less, and then up here 45 cents for every dollar when you're earning over $180,000. And we're going to look at how this works in a bit. Okay, so here's our first example, and this one's a sort of trick question, I guess. Here, our gross income is $12,000. Now what we need to do is we need to find out which bracket in the taxable income it's going to fit in. So 12,000 is between 0 and 18,000, so it's going to go in here, which means that the tax on this income is nothing. So there's going to be no tax, which is payable. So that person has to pay no tax that year. The next time we have a gross income of 28,000. Now we will have to pay tax if we earn this much. What we're going to do is we look for the bracket it is in, and we can see it's in this bracket. Now the next box tells us what we have to do to work out how much is owed. So in this case we have $28,000, and for every dollar, so for every dollar over 18,200, we pay 19 cents. So we need to work out how many dollars we have over 18,200. So we're going to go 28,000 minus this 18,200, and that's going to give us 9,800. Okay, so that's the dollars over. So let's just call it dollars over is going to equal this, which equals that. Now for every dollar over, we're going to pay 19 cents. So our tax is going to be 98,000 times this 19 cents. And I'm going to write it as 019, just because it's easier that way. And that's going to come to a total of $1,862. And that's the tax that's payable that year. Okay, our last example, an income of $151,223. And we can see that this falls into this bracket. It's more than 90,000 and less than 180. So what we're going to do is we have 37 cents for each dollar over $90,000. We also have this starting amount. So that includes all of the money that they've gotten up to here to end up in this bracket. And instead of having to recalculate each one as we go, we just have to add this lump sum on. So if you earned $90,000, you'd be paying this amount here, $20,797. So now we're going to look at this, 37 cents for each $1 over $90,000. So we could call this the dollars over is going to be 151,023 minus this $90,000. That's going to come to 61,023. Okay, so to work out the amount of tax, it's going to be $20,000 and $20,797 plus 37 cents, so 0.37 for every dollar over $90,000, and we got $61,023 over, so 61023. Now we calculate that out, and we're going to get 43,375.1, and that's their tax. All right, have a go at this question. Okay, so the gross income is 39, so it's going to be in here. That means we're going to have to subtract 39 from 37, which is going to give us dollars over equals 2,000. So there's $2,000 over. For each of those, we're paying this, and we're going to add that on. So tax 3,572 plus 0.325 times 2,000. And that's going to come to a total of 4,276. All right, this is the final question. Have a go at it on your own. Okay, this question is in this bracket. So we're going to pay $1 for every dollar over 90,000. So our dollars over is going to be 180,000 minus 90,000, which hopefully you can make this out easily is 90,000. Stick our dollar signs in. Okay, now for each of these, we're going to multiply by 0.37, and we're going to add this number. So our tax is 20,797 plus 0.37 times 90,000, which comes to 54097. Now, because this number was the top of this bracket, you could have just realized that that number would be what we'd pay. So you'll notice that if you get to the top of a bracket, that's the number that appears down here. If you have any questions, please bring them to me. Otherwise, continue on with the next task.